Hello, this is the Tolkien Curmudgeon. I'm back for some more talk about the Rings of Power. There were a few things about episode 1 of season 2 that I kind of forgot to say last time, so I think I'll start off talking about them. First of all, I forgot to say that in Adar's scenes in the first episode, um, he tried to kill Sauron with the crown, right? And then uh, it kind of was really anticlimactic because we had already seen that scene in the Comic-Con trailer, right? So why did they spoil the scene already for us? Now, that was followed by some stuff I kind of liked, where Adar imprisons Halbrand, who is actually Sauron, and then a warg comes to him. And I like the idea of it because it kind of is a inverse mirroring of how Felagund was imprisoned on the Isle of Werewolves by Sauron. But the warg, oh God, oh gosh, it still looks like a monster chihuahua. Sorry, not good enough. Oh, I totally forgot to mention that in the last video, I really disliked the scene where Círdan, Galadriel, and Gil-galad put on the 3 elven rings, and then the tree and all of Linden is immediately healed of the evil black mold. It's just too easy. The elves exercise no active agency in it. It just sort of happens automatically. Seems so weird and out of whack with Tolkien. Besides, the rings don't have to protect elvish realms from some horrible magic disease. They just preserve them from the ordinary ravages of time. Something way too subtle for this show to even try to depict. So instead, they dumb it down to an evil black slime mold that is cured by mithril, that has somehow been touched with the light of a Silmaril and the flame shadow of a Balrog. To me, it's an utterly un-Tolkienian way of depicting magic in the Legendarium. It's completely wrong, I think. Anyway, on to episode 2. Starts with a map, and you see Mount Doom spreading these evil black tendrils out again. I just don't get it. Okay, so you see Durin and Disa in the market in Moria, and they just seem like ordinary people. They're a prince and princess. Okay, I know they've been kind of disowned by the king, but still, people are just treating them like they're just anybody. And then there's a big earthquake, and that's supposed to be, I guess, the black stuff spreading out from Mount Doom. And then Galadriel's dream. There's a snaky evil tendril, writhing black thing that catches Celebrimbor and slams him up against a tree, and then we see him die. And yeah, it foreshadows how he's supposed to die. But there's this visual callback to scenes from the Two Towers movie where Gandalf is slammed up against the wall by Sauron, and also where in the second Hobbit movie, Sauron slams Gandalf up. It's a visual callback. Why do they keep doing that? Visual plagiarism. Ugh. Anyway, how is it that Galadriel and Elrond both end up side by side with Gil-galad? Everything is forgiven. Yeah, so easily. Wait a minute. They're just so easily forgiven by this king who, in the last episode, was nastily threatening them, like, and then no consequences. Okay, so the king sends out messengers to warn Celebrimbor about Halbrand, and the messengers are killed. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. And then Sand People bounty hunters show up with telescopes. Telescopes in Middle-earth. Whoa, who would have thunk it? And from a mothy cloud, the sorceress Eminem materializes, taking far too long to do so. And these bounty hunter, sound people, or whatever they are referred to as mortals by the black and white bearded wizardy guy who seems to know the word Istar for some reason. So that means the sorceress and magician guy are not human? Yeah, okay. Cut to the unhobbits. Nori says that she was stung by a scorpion, and we are given to understand that she fell into a cactus. Clearly a life-threatening event, and Poppy and the stranger don't even ask her how she is. Is she really quite all right? How are you? Are you okay? And they show no concern whatsoever for the horrible pain she must have gone through. What wonderfully sympathetic characters they are. Oh, and oh, the cringe when they slip in that word "gand" for wand. Yeah, readers of the unfinished tales will know exactly what they're talking about, but this is so ham-fisted. And these sand people bounty hunter guys that show up, there's this dumb visual callback to the scene in the Two Towers where the elvish cloak is hiding Sam and Frodo, and they look kind of like a rock, you know. Again, what is the point of this visual plagiarism? Is the audience supposed to think like something like, wow, this looks like Lord of the Rings. Wow, wow. Well, we're not that dumb, I think. And then a rattlesnake shows up. I am sorry, but rattlesnakes very specifically belong to North and South America of the real world, just where these characters are not. Disa goes to the king, and when she goes, she's so disrespectful. I'm sorry, she has totally ceased to be a sympathetic character when she showed this naked, greedy ambition back in season 1. No, no. She Lady Macbeth? Then we get this incredibly horrible scene. Durin is mining, and the other the other dwarf disrespects him horribly. And then Durin makes this threat. He says, if you lay that finger on me again, I'll bite it off at the knuckle. Yeah, that was pretty cool. But then the dwarf lays his hands on him, and then Durin, like, he grabs him by the arm and he rips off the whole hand at the wrist and eats it. No, not at all. Durin doesn't do anything. I'm sorry, but I missed the part where they castrated Durin. And then the scene of Elrond and Galadriel in the shipwright's workshop. It's just a boring soap opera, ending with the phrase, please leave. It's so contrived, this conflict between Elrond and Galadriel, and then so easily resolved. Then comes the blasphemy of seeing Círdan shaving. And then Círdan calling Rúmil and Daeron a drunkard and insufferable. Actually, this scene seems like a pitiful plea by the showrunners for us not to judge them. Okay, unhobbits spot a well. The well is booby-trapped. And then the Gand is found. Oh, I mean, the wand is found. And then they're attacked by the bounty hunters. The stranger makes a sand and gravel tornado. Why, oh why, does the stranger speak Quenya? When he arrived not so long ago in this world, he couldn't speak anything. How did he suddenly get to speak Elvish? Has he been with elves? Okay, cut to Celebrimbor inventing Ithildin. Pretty cool. But then they look off and they start talking about, Halbrand's still there. Oh, and then they say, oh, maybe we should bring him a shawl. Oh, poor Halbrand. Poor Sauron. Oh, are we supposed to feel sorry for Sauron? He looks like this poor guy, like, oh, I'm so sad and lonely. I'm lonely. Now, the next part I kind of like. there's this transformation to Anatar. That was handled pretty well, and it kind of answered people's questions about, like, how is Celebrimbor not going to know that these two people were one and the same? Well, answer, yeah, he does know. He knows it right from the start. And it kind of makes sense how they did it. It's like a retcon or something. But anyway, I liked it. Okay, well, that's all I'm going to say about this. It's still not very good. See you next time.